Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about Stargirl Season 1, Episode 6, Justice Society. So, the team is now finally formed. And so, after 2 episodes of no action, we finally gonna have a big battle. Our, well, somewhat, I guess you could say, our first real big battle with the team after that, the first episode. And it's about time. Like, I like season 1 of Stargirl, but, after 2 eps of, no fighting, it was good to have some fighting. Lord have mercy, that second season. I needed action in that second season so badly. So, anyways, in episode 5, Courtney has now given Rick his father's hourglass. And so basically, he's just like a hothead who has an abusive like uncle, and he just like hates the world and always wants to punch stuff. And so after the last episode, when he finds out that his parents were murdered by Solomon Grundy, he's now ready to join the team and take out the ISA. Beth, on the other hand, Courtney did not give her the goggles to Mr. Midnighter, but she took them anyways. And now she's formed this like friendship with an AI system named Chuck, who is Charles Midnighter's like brainwaves in like the goggles. And she will not stop talking to him. And so, even though Courtney and Yolanda don't want her to have the goggles, she has them in the way. Pat finds out, he is furious, he is pissed. He tells Courtney, y'all are just too young, y'all need to stop. The original JSA is dead, and the ISA killed them. And that's what's going to happen to a bunch of young teeny boppers and stuff. So he tells her plain and simple he wants all the equipment she stole back, and he'll get the hourglass back from Rick. So she goes to school and she talks to Yolanda. And when she's with Yolanda, Yolanda's showing her like a boxing match between Ted Grant, and talking about like how he's so inspirational and everything, how he lost it all and came back, and talking about how like the costume and how she can have her life back, and how like she now has like meaning and stuff like that. So of course Courtney says like, crap, I can't get the suit back now. So then she goes to Beth, who's in the library, just talking to the goggles non-stop on the computer. And so like she basically tells Courtney, oh, I have a new friend and this is awesome and I'm so much more happier now. And so Courtney's kind of like, crap. But when they're at the cafeteria eating, Courtney's all with a sad look on her face. It's all like, I need the stuff back. Well, both girls are defiant and all like, you ain't getting them back because we're happy now. And so when Pat goes to talk to that Rick, you know, basically the same thing happens too. He ain't giving back the hourglass and all this other stuff. But then he gets to the point where he's so rude. He's all like, what the Starman ever seen you? You're like useless and everything like that. And he even tells Courtney that, which is gotta be hurtful. And she actually stands up for Pat, even though she's the main one who always badmouthing him. But she likes Pat. And so they all, when they're all in the group together, they all like, look, we ain't giving the stuff back. Plain and simple as that. And so all of a sudden, Rick is all like, if Pat wants you to give up that staff, are you going to do it? Well, of course, she doesn't say nothing because that's has happened and she didn't give it up. And so they're like, ha, see, exactly. But then Beth gets like an alert system. The goggles is like, he detects the gambler and he's trying to hack into like satellite stations or something like that. Communication relay systems. And it's funny how Chuck talks. Like he talks with so much like energy and everything. Like he's a real person talking about my arch nemesis and everything. Cause yeah, I remember it's his brain waves in the goggles and stuff. And it's interesting because this Dr. Midnight has more personality than that of season 2. The one in season 2 is more like kind of proper a little bit. very gentle, a bit soft spoken, like kind of like a mentory, fatherly figure type thing. Cause I don't know which one I like better. I don't know, I kind of like the season two one a little bit more better, only because when I think of the JSA, I think of these more grounded to earth like heroes and stuff that would use old slang like "good going, old chum" or something like that. And so they decide, hey man, it's time to like stop like the ISA. We can like interrogate this guy and find out where the rest of them are at and stuff. So of course Courtney's all like, well, you can't just walk around in your civilian clothes. That's gonna like make you a huge target on your back. So of course she gives them their costumes. I'll get into that a little bit later. First, let me get into is it the cooks and everything, Crocs or whatever their names are. So we are at school and it's like their football team's practicing and it's Artemis, and so this boy tackles her really hard and she gets pissed, and so they mouth off to one another and then she punches him. Well, the coach benches her. This does not make her family, her parents, happy at all. So in the middle of the night, when the coach is going to his car, he's brand new, by the way, and you'll find out why. We hear like a noise, metal, like going against like cement. It sounds like a baseball bat, and when it's her parents, and the dad has a baseball bat in hand, and so he's all like, "Oh, sorry I had to bench your daughter, but these like intimidation games ain't gonna work with him and everything." Well, off screen, the dad beats the snot out of him with the baseball bat and kills him. So next thing you know, you see the parents just burying the body and everything in a quirky kind of way. I miss the quirkiness of season one. And so like in comes Icicle and Jordan's all like, how many times have y'all killed like a coach? This is like the fourth or fifth one and everything. And I'm tired of cleaning up your mess and blah 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 and stuff like that. And they all like, well, he like upset our daughter, and so of course Icicle doesn't care. He tells them basically clean this crap up and then get your suits out of storage because it's time to start suiting up because he has a mission for him. So the crooks are like so happy and everything because they finally get to get back in action and start killing folks again. And so when they are at practice, the gambler shows up. Now the parents have a unique way of talking. The dad's more charismatic, the mom's more still and psychotic. Like she has she almost like she has a twitch and she'll snap on you, but she has this like blanket stare that's creepy and scary and everything. Now the actress, I've seen her in a couple of stuff before. She was in Freakish on Hulu. And so she tells the gambler like, we keep this school clean and pick up your litter and stuff like that because he was littering and everything. So now it is time finally to get some action. And so we see everybody in their suits. Now we've already seen Stargirl and Wildcat in their suits, but now we get to see the other two. Beth looks cool as Mr. Or Dr. Midnight. Her costume is probably the most low-key out of everybody. It's the most old-fashioned. It's just regular clothes. It's no fancy spandex, no leather, no nothing like that. Hers is very old school. But then we get to our man. And I don't know, there's just something odd about his costume that is never set right with me. The suit is spandex. Now the suit is okay. The suit looks like something Superman would wear on one of these shows. The mask looks okay. It's just the cape in the hood. It's too puffy and everything. And it just looks weird. The cape rests on his shoulders, making him look bigger and bulkier than what he is. And the hoodie is just all wrong. So anyways, they go in and they're looking for the gambler. And so they're a little worried at first because, they're all like, well, what if he's like dangerous and stuff? And they are like, he's just a hacker. He has no powers. We can take this dude and everything. They have no training. The only one who's ever really fought is Courtney, and she barely fought. Yolanda, she knows how to box and everything, but even she's never been against like villains and stuff. So they're snooping around, and Gambler's doing his thing. He has nice music choices. Like I like the music that's in season one a lot. Man, I missed that. Well, they're interrupted by Sportsmaster and Tigress. And it's finally the huge battle I've been waiting for. And it's pretty big too. I was so disappointed in Our Man. He has super strength, but he's getting his butt handed to him left and right. It's like, dude, you always want to punch something, but you ain't doing no good. Now, Sportsmaster is a little too strong in this. I don't understand how he can punch and kick somebody and they can go flying and everything. Pretty much the only ones, because Beth doesn't know how to fight. So the only ones who are really holding their own is Stargirl and Wildcat. So of course Wildcat's going against Tigress, and she's holding her own pretty good, but Tigress is a whole lot better. And seriously, Our Man's getting his butt kicked by sporting equipment. Baseballs and all kinds of stuff. So Courtney has to basically save Our Man, and she's holding her own against like Sportsmaster, and it's really cool. You gotta give it up to Burke. She's a tiny little girl who's only probably like 5 foot or something like that, and she has this big clunky heavy staff. Now I don't know how heavy it is, but it's clunky and it's thick, and she has to constantly spin it around her hands and stuff, and she does a lot of that herself. So, and she's spinning around, she's spinning the staff around. That's a lot of work. And to do like, the flips on wires and stuff like that, I give it up to her big time. So, then all of a sudden, not Artemis, but what's her name? Tigress is like shooting arrows at like, Wildcat, and she catches one with a hand. That was like so cool. Oh, by the way, let me interrupt a little bit. It was funny, like when the parents were telling Artemis they have to leave, they had some like a family date. And they say it in a weird, quirky kind of way. The dad's being quirky, the mom's being her creepy self, and Artemis is just looking at them. And then as they leave, she just stares blank, like one spot. Okay, back to the action. So they're all outside, and it's like 4 against 2, and they're getting their butts handed to them now. And so Courtney, Taskmaster hits like a bomb on her staff, so the staff knows what's up, and it goes in the air, it blows up, and the staff falls back in her hands. She's sad, she thinks the staff is dead, but he's okay. He like lights back up. And so as the villains are about to like get the kids and everything, in comes Pat on Stripe. And the JSA are a little worried, and Courtney's all like, he's with me, and everything. And so, and it's crazy. So, of course, the villains are kind of like, we better split. So they use like a smoke screen, and they get on out of there. And so Pat makes everybody go back with him, and everybody's just shocked and awe and amazed by Stripe, the robot. And Rick is even giving him his props, and he's all like, Courtney was right, there is more to this man, and nobody can believe he made this out of cars and stuff. So then there's a really cute moment with that of Courtney and Pat. Courtney's all like, I can't believe them. Like, we had a plan. They didn't stick to it. And they wouldn't do anything I say. And like, they could have got themselves hurt. They could have died. He's like agreeing with her. And she's like, crap. Because she realizes what's going on. This is everything Pat's been telling her for the past 5 episodes and stuff. And she never listens to him. So it was a cute little moment and stuff. And, I really enjoyed this episode. The action choreography, it was so good. It was unlike that of the Arrowverse choreography. The Arrowverse choreography is normally very fast-paced, hard-hitting martial arts and everything at flipping, but this was just on a different level because everybody fought completely differently in this episode. And it really showed, and I'm glad they did that because they could have just went the generic route and everybody do martial arts, but they didn't do that. And this is probably because this is originally a DC Universe show before it went to the CW. And so, they get to keep their new costumes and weapons, and Pat's gonna help them train and everything. So this is great. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.